Welcome back to another episode in the Green Bay Packers Dynasty franchise, and as per usual, we're starting immediately after the Super Bowl. I had to take a breather after that game. In case you haven't looked at it or watched that one yet, Jesus man, you should do that. It was incredibly tight, went into overtime twice, and we really won it with our last pass of the game. We had 5 seconds on the clock, and David Wicks, it's just outstanding. So of course the next thing that we're going to be doing is taking a look at the yearly awards. I did mention some of these already. That Desmond Ridder got the MVP, which is fine, I reckon. When you look at his stats, it does make sense. Close to 5,000 yards passing is pretty good. Still, I don't really understand how other players can be in here that were very early eliminated from the playoffs, or didn't even qualify for the playoffs at all. So that just is really strange for me. No Jordan Love in here makes this ranking a little bit weird. Coach of the Year makes total sense. Matt LaFleur gets the top spot here, and then we've got Canales and Ed Green, Mike Tomlin, and so on and so forth. Some of these more deserved than others. That was that. Now, of course, looking at the NFC side, you get a little bit more detail. We didn't get one of our players into the Offensive Player of the Year category, which is again a little bit strange, especially looking at how some of these didn't even really go as far as we did and weren't as successful as we were. The Defensive Player of the Year, it's the same thing. There's no player in here from our side, which totally sucks, but all right. When you look at this by positions, the Offensive Rookie, we've got Joey Woodley in here, which is nice. I really felt like he was a very, very good breakout player. Same goes for Darryl McLean. So both of these get points, which is good. Defensive Rookie, we've got Alex Wilcox down here, the D-tackle that we drafted. He was injured for a very long time. And yet, I think he did well. So that's well deserved. In terms of the quarterback, again, how can Will Howard, Dak Prescott, Drew Allard be ranked above Jordan Love? That just doesn't make any sense at all. None whatsoever. I can't even fathom what goes into the stats here. In terms of the running backs, as I said, Marshawn Lloyd is here. Now he gets an upgrade for the depth trait, which is cool. Josh Jacobs is on the Eagles roster. Again, he was good for us, but I just felt like it was time to move on, and I feel fully validated that Marshawn Lloyd is the right guy to go with. Best wide receivers, no Packers players. Best offensive line, almost entirely Packers players. I really felt like we had a very solid offensive line this season. All the players, even the backups, got a lot of game time because of a lot of injuries. A very, very important part of our success this season. Now, Luke Van Ness got into the best defensive line player, best linebackers. There are no Packers players in here. Best defensive backs, same thing. No Packers players. Best kicker. Now we've got Antoine Brown in here, which is nice, and that's going to be all the awards. Now, in terms of what we're going to be doing this off-season, post-season, and off-season, we have quite a few draft picks, and to be fair, I'm not really entirely sure which players I want to boost with this one. Now, we've got our most important players tied down. These are the players that are up for contracts within the next time period, if you want to put it that way. A lot of these are backup players, a lot of these are mentors, AJ Dillon, Gio Craig, and so on. So some of these will get new deals now. Some of these I really am very much on the fence about them. Next year we're going to be looking at Larry, Justin McPhee, Kenny Miller, Harold Cross, a lot of important players. These are now the players that we brought in before, the young players that now want new deals or are up for new deals. So we will have to take a look at these. Definitely something that I want to look at. But again, looking at this, there is no position where I really say, yeah, we got to draft somebody there. We could draft a free safety, a backup on that position. We could draft a running back since Dillon and Guarendo will be leaving. So, we could draft backup players, and I think that's just what we're going to be doing. But it's not like we really need standout players, and we have to go all out in the draft here. Now, that has been handled. We're going to be moving through the weeks now. You know the drill by now. Just got a message from Chris Wolf, our defensive coordinator. We're going to be talking to Lucas Van Ness here. And I think this is one of these scenarios where you just get a boost for a player's abilities, or where he just works on certain abilities and gets those improved. I think that's the way this goes. Coach, you told me you wanted to talk to me. All right. What are you focusing on during off-season workouts? Pass rush moves, getting off the blocks, just getting better at being right. Sounds good. Work on strength, acceleration, agility, work on injury prevention. Work on strength, acceleration. I'm gonna say sounds good. How much improve at the start of next year? All right, good. So we get a boost for that player. All right, we've got the off-season press conference. This is the one where they usually ask us what we want to do in the draft. Now, make a splash, upgrade the roster, make sure we win the draft. I'm going to say there's no specific plan, which I hope is not going to backfire on me, but I don't want to commit to something. What do you mean, no plan at all? Says the reporter. We're happy with our talent. We're going to go with this. We're happy with our talent. There we go. I think this is going to be a playoff team. Heck yeah, absolutely. Of course, I guarantee. I didn't choose this option before. I wasn't sure what would happen. All right, so they're going to check back. That is actually a positive outcome. I like that. We want to get into the playoffs anyway, so actually we want to win the Super Bowl. So yeah, that has to happen anyhow. The 2027 retirements. We're just going to be moving through these. I'm not too bothered. Usually we are saying goodbye to a few veteran players who have now retired after winning a Super Bowl. We've got DeForest Buckner, Matt Milano, Garrett Bolles, Geno Smith retired. Is there anybody else that retired immediately after the Super Bowl, which does happen from time to time? Yeah, there we go. Hunter Henry retires immediately in staff week. Anybody else? No surprises, to be fair. Nobody that we can't live without. Okay, player negotiations are up next now. We're looking at a few players that don't want to sign with us, or that I don't want to sign. Now, there's one player in here, and that's Keaton Oladipo, who I really would fancy keeping on. He wants 7.5 mil for those 2 years. I think if we can keep him on, that would be good. But again, we're going to have to overpay vastly, and I don't really want to do that. Isaac Guerrero would like to stay, but I'm going to say nope, thank you, because yeah, I just don't really think that he's the best running back out there at the moment. Now, Nate Landman, Orlando Brown Jr., and AJ Dillon are all not going to be getting new deals from me. AJ Dillon is starting to regress pretty badly. So let's just say goodbye to these players. We still have our draft picks, and it's still something that we can do. Now, I think we lost one of our coordinators. No, actually lost both coordinators. Now that's fun. All right, both were fully upgraded. Let's take a quick look here. Is there anybody of these that looks absolutely fantastic? This one looks a little bit more developed here. He has 3 talents. Anybody that I feel especially strong about? They don't have any talent points spent already. This is going to be more expensive than having the ones that I had before, because we had way more points spent on these players than we have to now spend on these to get them back up to speed. Now we're going to go with Sammy Rios, Scott Anderson, we've got Bill Summers. I don't really get this, what the point is in them leaving, because all you have to do is spend those talent points in new. That's something that we will have to do now. We have those 344 points. I will be doing that off camera because I don't think that's very exciting for you guys to watch. Apart from that, re-signing players, there's not much to do. Alright guys, moved ahead to the free agency recap. We're just going to take a very quick look at this. We did sign 3 players this time. A little bit different than what I intended to do, but I saw Jalen Travis. He just looked really good. 25 years old, 79. I'd rather take him on than bring in a veteran player just for 1 year. He can grow, and he can become an integral part of the offensive line setup. I also brought in Eloy Gilman and Antonio Johnson. I actually just wanted to have one of the two. In the end, it worked out, but they're super cheap on the deals. So we might even just move one on or just cut Eloy Gilman since he's the younger one. I just need a backup for the strong safety position. Overall, a lot of players were signed, again going to different teams. I'm just going to be moving through this again. Just pause it, rewind, take a look where your favorite player has gone, or a certain player that you might have been looking for. Overall, I felt like it was a very mixed bag this time. There was no standout signings, there was no standout players available in terms of X factors or whatever. Just a lot of interesting player material. I did go for some players that I probably wouldn't have gone for initially, but yeah, I just felt like it just had to go. Some of these we got signed. Now that is the good part. The second good part today are the private workouts. We're going to take a look at the players that I have prepared for the draft board. Now, I actually have narrowed it down to these four. I don't really want to go with other players. Now, both of these, I was looking for a right outside linebacker, didn't find one. So, of course, I would like to see what both of these can do. I don't really need a tight end. If he is available, I'm going to go for him, because why ever not? But we have 3 tight ends actually. I don't really see the need here. So I'm going to go with Hobart, Rowe, and Page. We're going to confirm this. And these are going to be the players for the focus scouting. Now, that's everything done this week. Before we move on to the draft, I will be spending the stat points just to kind of get those 344 points away.
And teams of this league, they dream of the right player that changes everything for their franchise. Tonight, those dreams collide. Welcome to Madden's NFL Draft.
There we go. Every time I see it, I have goosebumps. It's a nice video, really well done. And this is a draft board. Now we're gonna see all the other teams picking ahead of us. I have my favorites lined out. So with that said, we're just gonna skip ahead to our next pick, which will fill up the board. Just take a moment to take a look if there's anybody you might want to see on the team. Spoiler alert, there we go. Now we're gonna pause this. We're gonna go and make our first selection. Now, we do have quite a few picks available. These are the players that I am looking for, that I am looking at. Now, some of these have been scouted. Someone like Hobart, for instance, on right guard. I would really like to bring him in. But then again, we need backup and we need help at the defensive side of things. We're going to take a look who's best on board right now. If there's anybody still available that I would be interested in, especially of those defensive players, but to be fair, it doesn't look like it. We're already deep in the lower rounds now. I'd like to get a mid linebacker. I'd like to get both right outside linebackers. I'm gonna start by picking Brooks Rowe here. At the same time, he might still be available in round 2 to 3. So maybe, I mean, I can actually give this this draft pick away. Let's just see what offers we do get. We get a first rounder for 2029. I think I actually like this, and a 4th rounder. This is a first. I'm gonna go for this. I like this one a lot. There we go. Done deal. Kaboom. Now the Bills will pick. Just like that. Kablamo. All right. Anybody gone that I was looking for? I don't see anyone. All right, now we're gonna make our selection. I think it's still the right time to go for these players. We wouldn't have to waste the first rounder on that. Now, is it Rowe or Page? He has a slightly higher talent rating, so we're gonna go for Brooks here. Not for Brooks, for Rowe, of course. And there we go. This is our first pick in the 2028 draft. A lot of applause here. Front office is hyped. That's lovely to see. And there we go. This is a linebacking player. We need a right outside linebacker, and we need, oh nice, ranked 46 and true, drafting 42. That's good. Now the next player that we will be drafting is gonna be in the 3rd round. Personally, I feel like that was already pretty important. Now it is possible that some of the players that we have selected for the favorites are gone already. All right, everybody's gone. Now that was quick. That was fun. Now let's see. We can bring Joseph Gaines into the mix here. Let me just go down here. I know we need a D tackle. I just want to have a backup D tackle here. And I'd rather just have someone that might even have a decent chance at helping us out. Same goes for the linebackers. I do want to see who's available on the board though. A free safety, D'Angelo Clay. We just signed a free safety. Let's go with Joseph Gaines here. I mean, why not? Doesn't really matter that much. It's Gaines or Bonner, who's slightly lower rated. He does have an A in awareness, which could actually help us. Let's just go for this dude. I have not done any research on this one. So picked 125 is going to be used for this right outside linebacker. There we go. Again, Matt LaFleur is happy. Let's hope it stays that way. What grade do we get? And here we go. He shows us the Packers hat. C-, ranked 113 in true, draft him at 96. All right. It's not too bad. Now the next one. Let's skip ahead. No, actually, that's 125 is the one that we're going to be making now. Let's see who we want to go with. Gaines is still around. That's interesting. We've got Bowers also still around. Devonta Bowers. He does look like he has been scouted quite a bit here. Not a lot of these have been revealed. But UDFA is still a little bit too early to pick with the 29th pick. Let's go for Gaines. There we go. Kaboom. D+. All right, we're getting worse with our picks now. To be fair, in this draft, I have no stress in who I want to go for because I've got my roster. I've got the players I want to have. I'm gonna keep those with us. I'm gonna develop them, and that's just gonna be the way we're gonna be working from here on out. Now, what other positions were there of need? No favorites left. I'm not really looking for a quarterback. Do we want to go for a running back? I really don't see the need to do that. Wide receivers, don't see the need. Tight ends, no need. Offensive line, really not now. What about this here? Now, Chad Bass. I mean, the name is awesome, right? Power rusher. In terms of the physicals, none of these players are going to be too hot right now, so just gonna have to work with what we get here, right? Who's this? Morris Reiner, right edge. I'm gonna go for the youngest players. I think that could make sense. Even if they're not that highly rated, it might still be possible to develop them further. Now skip ahead, advance, there we go. We're gonna pick at 157 and 160. Let's go. Again, we're gonna just look for the youngest players on the board. I haven't done any research. To be fair, can't really be bothered to do that right now. So let's just go with some of these, bring in some talent. I think this one looks pretty interesting. There we go. That's a D. Next one we're going to be going for. There we go. I can already tell that some of these will be really horrible picks. But those happen as well in the real draft, so there's always that. I'm going to pick this one here, Collins. He is the highest talent rated player. We're going to see how that plays out, of course. But from now on, I'm going to let the CPU just pick this one here. So there we go. These are the players that we drafted. No standout players, to be fair. Brooks Rowe is the dude that is the highest rated one, is 73. He's going to be slotting in on right outside linebacker. Not a great pick for the second round, but all right. Corin Bonner, 69 rated, which is decent enough at age 21. I think he can grow. Joseph Gaines, 61. That was a bad one. Kyle Westbrook, decent. Who's this? Maurice Collins, that's the dude we brought in. And yeah, well, from now on, we're going to be moving into preseason. We're going to be doing some of those reps, maybe some on camera, maybe some off camera, and then we're going to be finalizing the team, getting ready for the first week. Right, I chose the pocket presence one for Daryl McLean, which means that basically you have to throw these, you have to avoid the incoming projectiles. And you have to make sure that you are as accurate as you can be. Oops, that one was not what I wanted to go for. Oh, yikes, I got hit. Being hit a lot right now. I was focusing on getting in position here. Let's just make sure that we hit a few more targets and at least get some points. We might as well start over, right? But let's just practice it a little bit so that we get... at least get into the rhythm of this. There we go. We have to stay inside, of course. We're not allowed to move outside. There we go. 4,500. Not a lot of points here right now that we are getting. We earned bronze on that one. I would like to earn something better. I think we can do better, actually. We've got a good quarterback, but this is just... this is not really that great. Let's try doing this again. All right. And yeah, we can start now. Kablam. All right. Oh, yikes. We have to return, of course. There we go. I'm just going to try and avoid those balls today, which makes sense, right? Just going to try and hit the targets without getting hit. I think... Oh, yikes. If we can keep some distance here, then we should be good. You can just move ever so lightly out of the way of the projectiles. Try not to get too fancy, too much running around, because you might start to get out of bounds here. Of course, the more precise you hit the target, the better it is, the more points you get. But as you can see, we already have bronze secured right now, and I'd rather just pick up a few safe hits. Now that's bronze secured. Let's see. Can we get some more? Oh, we earned silver. Now that's nice. All right, let's see. Oh, shit. Aww. At the last possible second, we got hit. Well, anyways, we got this one. We're also going to be getting a few experience points now, which is just good enough for Daryl McLean. Second one that we're going to be going is with this one here, and of course we're going to go against Christian Gonzalez, right? The point is we have to just make sure that we get in there, catch a ball in the 400 zone. Now, if you've got a very fast receiver, this is usually pretty easy. I just stepped out of bounds there, which is bad. Here it comes, caught inside. I'd like to get a bronze medal with this one, obviously. There we go. Bronzer. Now, there we go. 3 reps remaining. This is, you know, this is not rocket science. There we go, 2,530. It's pretty easy to get the silver on this one, unless you're like really sucking right now like I am. But do give these a try. It's a fun little mini game, and it also gets you some experience points. We're gonna try this again. I want to have that silver medal. And here's a snap. We're gonna go left and hard hook, and then we're gonna angle towards the right, 353. Again, push off towards the left, then a quick adjustment. There you go, bronze earned. It's as easy as that. I think you get the silver with 5,000 points. There you go, 2,100. We're going up now. There we go. Of course, if it goes over the top, sometimes the defensive player will slap it away, as they do. And there we go. Another catch, silver earned. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. We still have 3 reps remaining. Can we go gold? I don't think we can. But we're gonna go for it. I think 10,000 is gold. We've got the multiplier going, so that is nice. 9,944. Final rep. Come on, dude. Let's get this one. Gold earned. There we go. Kaboom. Alright, so we're getting some feedback from Lucas Van Ness here. At the end of his workouts, player earned 3,000 XP and +1 to block, shedding, finesse, and power moves. So here we go. We've arrived in week 1, and this is the team that we're going to be starting the competition with the 2028 NFL season. For the most part, the team has changed very, very little. We added players here and there. I think Jalen Travis has been the final puzzle piece. Now we only have homegrown players or players that we traded for at a very young age and developed ourselves. I feel very good about this offensive line. The tight ends, we've got these 3 here who I have the utmost faith in. The receivers are looking lovely as well. Currently an injury for Jaden Reed, which is why this is looking a little bit wonky. But again, we can use Woodley as our wide receiver number 2. He has the ability to do that. On the receiving, on the running back core, we've got McPhee, Abanikanda, Andrew Strapp, the 2 fullbacks, and Marshawn Lloyd. I'm using 2 fullbacks now. I just want to see how that works, and they will be backfilling as halfbacks as well. So that might be helpful. The quarterback, of course, is Jordan Love this season. Then we've got Dylan McLean, and we've got Pierman. Everybody's growing. Jordan Love 29 now, so I reckon that he will start regressing after this season. So a final Super Bowl is not what I want to achieve here. In terms of the defense, we've got a very solid free safety. We added Johnson in here. And on the strong safety, we've got Hickman and Ray Ford. I like this a lot. Edgar and Cooper, we've got Havenstein behind him. There's another player that's currently injured. We've got Quay Walker here. We've got Brooks Rowe as the backup. Oakman and Cheatham, that has been unchanged. The cornerback situation, Gonzalez. We've got Wade, Stokes, Cooper DeJean, and Corey Valentine. And that is basically all of the other moving pieces, the front rushers, and I'm pretty happy about the solution here, to be fair. Rashawn Gary, Juan Franklin, unchanged. Lucas Van Ness, Telvin Radley, unchanged. Now we've got Dante Corleone, Alex Wilcox, and then we have Max Dixon, who was a right edge as well. I did want to put him on the practice squad, and Harold Cross. Now, Harold Cross is 27 right now, 77 rated. I like that. He's 23 max, so I'd like to develop him a little bit more. In terms of the special teams, this is really looking very good. I'm very happy with the players that we have. We have 1 hidden dev player, that is Bonner. I might change this around at a later date. I'm currently seeing that we only have 52 players listed, so we're going to sign him from the practice squad straight away, because why ever not? Just add 1 more player to that right outside linebacking group, and maybe get some experience points for him along the way. Now, this has been the postseason, the off-season, the draft, and the preseason, and I'm pretty happy with what we have modified in the team. It's not a complete overhaul, it's not a complete change of the identity, and this is what I want to do now. I want to keep those players, I want to keep shaping them, improving them, and making sure that we build a dynasty out of all of these players that we just know and love that much. Now, with that said, guys, I'm going to say I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, do drop a like, consider subscribing. That would mean the world to me. And as always, thanks so much for joining me, making this special for me. Stay safe, stay awesome, stay healthy, and see you next time.